Hello and welcome to another episode of Inside the Dressing Room. I'm your host, Dhaka. Today was indeed a great day for Bangladesh football. We all know Hamza Choudhury has arrived in Bangladesh, and to talk about what he's going to do and how his impact will be, I have a very special guest today in the show, Rifat Masood. Welcome to the show, Rifat, and get straight away to the point. You are one of the responsible persons to create that debate.
Was I?
To create that debate, Hamza versus Shakib. Now, tell me the story in brief, how that all came about.
See, that wasn't a debate. If you ask me, I should say that Shakib Al Hasan is the greatest superstar in Bangladesh.
Of course.
Right now. But the discussion that who is the greater superstar, that can be asked, that question can be asked. That is my point.
That can be debated about.
That can be debated about. So it all started from a T-Sports show, a football show that is called. And we have an extended version of that show, which we call Added Time, where our viewers, they ask questions, mostly questions like, what do you like about iftar? Do you mix jalapi in your muri makha or you don't?
Right.
That sort of questions are asked. So
it's basically a very fun show.
Very fun show, a very fun show.
Light-hearted, nothing to be taken serious.
Nothing else. And those questions will keep on coming. And so we decided, let's pick one of those and let's talk about it. And my colleagues, Nabil Khan and Shariful Haq, they were there on that day. Luckily, I wasn't there. And they answered Hamza Choudhury, not Shakib Al Hasan. And that created somewhat misconception, I'd say, or a misunderstanding among fans of both sets, cricket and football. But we should clarify at this point that we think that Shakib Al Hasan, he is the greatest superstar. That's what I think, not my colleagues. They think that Hamza Choudhury is a bigger superstar. And why they think that, they have solid points, I think.
Right, Rifat, but the fun part is, that's the best part about talking and analyzing and commentating on sports, that there is never a right answer or a wrong answer. You always have your favorites.
I have seen... do you know Shaka Hislop?
Of course.
He used to play for Trinidad and Tobago.
Newcastle
United.
The goalkeeper.
He was once asked in a show that is called Extra Time in
Yes,
ESPN.
of course.
He was asked that who is more popular in Trinidad and Tobago? Is it Brian Lara or Dwight York? And
he said Dwight York.
Obviously. So that is what it happens. So I don't know why all this chaos about and why people are saying what they are saying right now. We don't need to create... what do you say, fuss about any of these.
But now moving on, Hamza has finally reached Bangladesh, and a lot of festivities has been going around in Sylhet, in his hometown and local area. The excitement is very palpable. But do you think Bangladesh can utilize on this, on the match itself, on the field? Can Hamza be a good replacement for the players that he is intended to replace?
No doubt he's going to make things better. But there are some concerns. I'm not sure about it yet because Hamza Choudhury hasn't joined the team yet. We have seen Lionel Messi when he used to play for Argentina and the young footballers were playing around him. They took the pressure on them. And there was a sense that if Messi gives me the pass, what will be my next target? How am I going to do it? What am I going to do it? Am I going to pass it back to Lionel Messi or am I going to use my space, what I have in front of me? So there will be those questions, but we'll see what Hamza Choudhury can do and what Bangladesh team can do in this.
Rifat, what I want to bring on the plate is that you mentioned Lionel Messi, of course. When an attacker or a forward player comes in the foray or comes in the mix, it's easier for the team to build around him, play around him, or you've just mentioned that create spaces, just be a helping hand. But Hamza plays in a totally different position. We've seen him play CDM, we've seen him play right back, in the middle a bit, between the two. So in Bangladesh's case, how can the biggest question that I'm facing from the fans, that how can the other players, the Jamal Buyas, the Ridois, the other ones, can adjust to Hamza?
I think Hamza Choudhury will play in more of a box-to-box midfielder role. Yes, and we'll see him everywhere. I think if he can cover more spaces, it will be helpful for Bangladesh team. And in South Asian context, if you are a player from Premier League who has played in Premier League, you have huge advantage. And I think Javier Cabrera, he is still going through some experiments. What will be his formation for the India game? Will it be 4-2-3-1? Will it be 4-3-3? If it's 4-3-3, then surely Hamza Choudhury will play in a box-to-box role. If it's a 4-2-3-1 and he's one of those double pivots, then his role will be different. So
I think they'll go for a double
I think
pivot.
we'll be able to answer that questions once one or
practice
two
starts,
training sessions
training
are
sessions done. Right, but Rifat, let me take back to like 10 or 12 years. There was the other subcontinental player who played for Premier League team, Fulham's Zash Rahman, of course. When he came to the Pakistan team, Pakistan faced a similar kind of dilemma. They could not quite fit Zash Rahman to the other players. Are Bangladesh going to have a similar problem? Or are we going to rely too much on Hamza? What do you think?
I think we're going to rely on Hamza.
Too much.
That's clear. We're going to rely on him for goals.
Of course.
Mostly for goals.
That's not his job, though.
That's not his job. But he can score goals. We have seen him scoring all those long-range goals in Premier League, in Europa League, or even in FA Cup maybe.
Yeah, also championship.
Yes, yes. So that is one part. We will expecting from Hamza a lot of things, but the question is how he's going to adapt with that expectation level. And I also think that players like Jamal Bhuiya, Tariq Kazi and Fahmedul, those are the players who play in
be the key.
Europe. So they know how to adapt and how to cope up with these kind of
systems
and also these kind of stars, if you can say. They will be the bridge between Hamza and also
the local players.
And that is why I think Jamal Bhuiya, Tariq Kazi, they have
a big role
to play in this team.
But Rifat, personally, I feel Hamza is not getting enough time to acclimatize with the team culture. You know, every team has a culture. But whatever you've seen Hamza playing or today's euphoria, what do you think? What's going inside the head of the man? If you were Hamza...
It's very tough to say. From the footages, what I have seen today, I saw
he
a very happy man.
Relaxed. He looked
very
relaxed.
happy man.
Yes.
A very happy man. And the way he was smiling, I mean, there were hundreds of cameras and thousands of people in front of him. It was hot, it was dusty, and yet he was smiling.
He kept a smile, right?
That tells me that he's very satisfied, and this was one of his dreams to play for Bangladesh. So when you are happy inside, I think you can manage almost everything. And whatever the things you have to offer, being a Premier League player, I think that will be on the Bangladeshi side, that if they cannot bring the best out of Hamza Choudhury.
They have to arrange things so that he can be at his best. Right. Quickly moving on to another topics. I hope you've watched the League Cup final yesterday.
But
that was so sweet for me.
I had to skip Arsenal versus Chelsea to follow Sheffield United.
Right.
Sheffield United versus Sheffield Wednesday. I think that is the massive change we are talking about in terms of also sports journalism in Bangladesh also.
Of course, and I'm sure that a lot of Sheffield United jerseys we'll see soon in everywhere, like we see Al Nassr and Inter Miami jerseys in Dhaka. Again, going back to the EFL Cup final, Liverpool lost to Newcastle. That's a very big upset, but that was so sweet for me. But
that was sweet, yes.
Yes, that was sweet, being a Manchester City fan. But
being a Manchester United fan.
All right, cool. But the thing is, I want to discuss, and something I agree with, that Arne Slot's team was tempted to win the quadruple by their fans, touted to be the favorites. Yes, no doubt, they're going to clinch the English Premier League title. But do you ever feel that this team could win the quadruple?
Yes, I did. Maybe a month ago.
When they finished Champions League
top in
the Champions League release.
And they were doing good in Premier League also. And since then, from the turn
The
of
last
this year.
1.5 months.
Yes, they weren't performing in their best in the Premier League, I would say. So I had hopes for Liverpool, but then again, we have seen this Liverpool team under Jurgen Klopp also.
Imploding.
When they were going for 4 titles and they ended up winning only League Cup.
Right.
So comparing to that season, it's still a huge successful
All right,
season for Liverpool.
Finally, who are the bigger bottlers, Arsenal or Liverpool?
Arsenal. No
I
doubt.
do agree.
Arsenal. See, we could have a Premier League title race between Arsenal and Liverpool. We're talking about La Liga. We're talking about Serie A. We're talking about even Bundesliga. Bayer Leverkusen, they are 6 points behind Bayern Munich. Yes. And in Premier League, it's a massive 15 points
15
lead.
points.
So this is not the Premier League we know.
Unfortunately, Rifat, that's the time we have for you tonight.
That's a relief for me.
Folks, that's another episode for you of Inside the Dressing Room. I'll come back soon with a new episode and new topic to talk about. Till then, you take care.